What are you doing there? Well, you've caught us at a good time. We were about to talk about movie franchises. This is Daniel Ehrenberg, the D Train, on the ones and the twos, and the threes, because we're covering the third in a trilogy today, and the sixes. We're covering I've already bored myself. Hey, let's bring in our co-host, my new co-host, full time. Here he is, Logan Brogan Adair.
How many people...
What does the B actually stand for?
We've talked about this. It stands for Branham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's my grandmother's maiden name, if anybody's interested. I have a question.
Outrageous.
Go ahead. Do you think anybody listened last week? They were interested to find out who the co-host was. They found out. Now they're done.
Oh, we had people drop the Patreon last week, so for sure.
What percentage of the Patreon has now vanished?
Only a couple. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Dan, I think I figured out my least favorite thing in movies.
Hit me.
It's just when everything is just a complete misunderstanding and it could all be solved by just talking to each other. That's really my least favorite thing.
This was a thing that Roger Ebert used to have a glossary of movie terms. And he used to call this the idiot plot. And he would talk about it all the time in his reviews. It was one of his big pet peeves. And so, Logan, you relate to one of the greats in this.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Maybe you'll relate to him in other ways throughout history. You will quit drinking. You will have your chin removed. You will have a black wife. You will enjoy the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
I do already.
Great.
Should we cover that?
Yeah, definitely. Stay tuned, gang. In March, we're going to have a March Madness bracket of all franchises we've yet to cover. And at the end of it, the winner of the bracket, we're going to cover it. Logan came up with that. I don't know why I announced it.
You really didn't have to do that yet.
Yeah, I know. It's only February. But anyway, we just talked about it before the episode, so I was excited about the concept.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today is the final week of our 2021 franchise catch-up. I think by the end of this podcast, like in a few years, it'll be like the whole podcast is just catch-up. Because the amount of new franchises coming out and new installments of franchises coming out are going to eclipse everything that has come before.
Yeah, but eventually we can just take a break. We can just say, like, we're not going to cover new stuff. We're just going to go back and do old stuff.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it's just, I'm just trying to make a point about the influx of franchises, Logan.
It is a good point.
I wasn't trying to plan out our show here on air.
Yeah, that's why people listen. You make the greatest points, I would say.
You think I make the greatest points?
Of the two of us.
I'll tell you who had two great points. Madonna in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't get it.
She had pointy boobs. That's why it's funny. Hey, we're covering Kissing Booth 3. All right? Can you believe it? Kissing Booth 3. We're wrapping up the trilogy. I will say, and this will happen going forward, I am upset that I don't have Henry to watch the Kissing Booth. I don't even really need to talk about it with him. I just wish I could have forced him to watch it.
Oh, well, I had to watch this again. Does that not make you happy enough? I saw this in original time.
I know, and I didn't realize it until I looked at the the letterbox, but you gave it a 1.
Yeah, I did.
Seems very harsh to the Kissing Booth 3.
We'll get there.
Okay. Now, today we're also covering Home Sweet Home Alone. That's for people if they ever wanted a Home Alone movie where the kid is the fat kid from Jojo Rabbit and the burglars are two nice people that you want to succeed.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. All right. And then we'll be talking about the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, which is What If Cobra Kai, but Mighty Ducks.
Would you say... Wait, only the pilot, right?
Well, I watched the whole series, but
okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Would you say better or worse than Survivor Game Changers?
I think this show could have used some Sarah Lacina, if you ask me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, Duck Lives Matter.
Were there any hockey players on that season?
It's a good question. I don't know. Have there ever been a hockey player on?
Yeah, there was that Canadian guy. The first season that they opened it up to Canadian players, they had that one guy, Tom Laidlaw. You know him?
What? When did they open it up to Canadian players?
Like 3-4 years ago.
What is happening with that show? All right, let's talk about things that matter. All right, Kissing Booth 3.
Things that matter.
Yeah. I would say Kissing Booth 3 easily a more entertaining situation than whatever's happening on Survivor right now.
I guess so. If you like montages.
You know what I fucking do in this movie? I mean, could we just head straight into the soundtrack? Because that's all I want to talk about.
Well, first, can I say something that I remember that happened when this movie came out?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure this movie came out before the third book came out. Like, they had cut...
No.
I'm pretty sure they caught the book.
What is this, like fucking Game of Thrones?
Yes, this is the Game of Thrones of movies.
But, let me ask you a question here. Did they have an outline to work? Is it like Harry Potter, where, like, they knew where it was going and shit? Or is it like that? Or like Game of Thrones, where, like, they had to make up some shitty ending?
No, I'm sure the author was a genius and planned it out.
The best part about Game of Thrones is that fucking fat guy doesn't even have an ending. Nobody knows
What's
how
his
that
name?
shit's
Why do you
supposed
call
to end.
What's his name? Do you know it?
Double R. What's George R.R.?
Yeah. So why don't you use his name? Why do you call him the fat guy?
He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't belong in civilized society.
Just because you don't like it doesn't mean other people don't.
Those Game of Thrones books should never have been fucking printed outside of 4chan.
Have you read them?
No, but
They might be
I know what
good.
they
This
are.
show just might not be for you.
It's all just family members fucking.
Yeah, they're not all family. There's like four families.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this family members fucking, and I saw Amelia Clark in that first season. Jason Momoa is like raping her, and we're supposed to like look at it as female empowerment. I know where these fucking people come from.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Kissing Booth 3. We've got, same old guy working on it. Vince Marcello.
Yeah. Good for him. Bet he bought a nice house.
I bet he did. What, you got a problem with this guy?
I mean, he made... Yeah, kind of.
What's your beef with Vince?
I mean, I could have done this.
You could have made the Kissing Booth as delightful as it is? No way.
How old is this guy?
I have no idea.
Give me like 5 more years. I'll make a trilogy as good as the Kissing Booth.
You think that. You fucking young people, you all think like, I'm just still young. Like eventually, like I'll develop the talent somehow. No, you won't. You'll
Jeez.
lose whatever talent you have because you're not going to school. You're not using it anymore.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's right. I'm laying hard truths on you today.
Yeah. Did he write these too? Who wrote these?
He wrote them.
He wrote and directed these?
He wrote and directed these. And look,
What a
this guy,
genius. I take it back.
I just Googled him. He's an old man with a fucking receding hairline. He's a fucking fat guy. Like, I picture this guy just filming Joey King in a bikini all day. This is your job? This is why, I mean, Hollywood, we act like it's so crazy when someone from Hollywood turns out to be a pervert. This is this man's job. This is a 50-year-old man whose occupation is filming Joey King in a bikini all day.
For the last however long of his life, that was what he did every day. Jacob
For the last
Elordi, you kidding me?
Who's that?
I think that's his name. The guy from Euphoria.
Who?
Nate Jacobs. What are you doing?
I don't know any of the actors' names.
The
I know
guy-
Sydney Sweeney.
He plays Noah Flynn in this movie. He's the older brother that's dating Joey King.
Is he in Euphoria?
Jesus. Yes.
He's like that dickish guy in Euphoria who's like,
Yeah.
his dad is Eric Dane.
Yes.
I never put that together. He's good.
I just watched the first 2 episodes of Euphoria yesterday.
Maybe that's why when I watch Kissing Booth movies, I think that character's such a fucking douche. Like, I never want Joey King to end up with that guy, but maybe I'm like bringing in something.
No. Because I hadn't watched Euphoria before this, and this character is terrible. It's just the character.
He is terrible. I feel like the whole point of these movies, it's like Joey King and that other kid Lee. It's like they need to find people to make them less interesting. Like that's what this movie is telling kids. Find your soulmate who will flatten you out and make you uninteresting.
Yeah. Yeah,
No?
Basically. No, you're right.
All right.
Did you know?
need you to respond quicker when I make a great point like that?
Wait, you wanted to blow my mind? Did you know?
Yeah.
Did you know that Joey King and that guy dated?
Yeah, I think I did know that actually.
I don't think they still are, but I remember that they were a couple at the time. Also, another fun fact: I looked this up the first time I watched The Kissing Booth 1. The younger brother is older than the younger. Wait, the younger brother is older than the older brother. Did I say that right?
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that too.
It's so
Joey
weird.
King-
So weird.
I only watched the first one because I remember I was watching The Challenge, or one of those shows, and there was like a commercial for it. You have to watch commercials on The Challenge because it's on MTV.
Yeah.
And I'm simping hard. I'm a simp for Joey King.
Yeah, we love Wish Upon, right?
I love Wish Upon. I love everything she's ever been in. Independence Day 2, The Lie.
White House Down. You remember she's
yeah.
Channing Tatum's kid?
Of course she is. I love her in The Act. I love her in
Conjuring.
Some other stuff. Yeah, Conjuring. What else?
I don't know, but yeah, I'm a fan. Too.
Summer of '03. I watched that just because she's licking an ice cream on the cover. How about the Slenderman movie?
No, I didn't see it.
Get out of here. She's in one episode of The Flash. She was in the first season of Fargo. I love her.
Yeah, she's good. Not in. I don't like her in these actually, to be honest.
Get out of here. She is a delight in these fucking movies.
She's like having fun. You have fun watching her have fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess
and
that's the point.
The whole movie is just her like dancing and bouncing around.
It's a vibes movie, right?
It is a vibes movie. And I will say Kissing Booth 3 probably has the best vibes of any of them. I think it's the worst movie of any of them, but it has the best vibe.
It's just montages. It is.
Yeah, but think about it. It's a summer movie. All right? This came out August 11th, 2021 in the heart of summer on Netflix, okay? And it was of course filmed pre-pandemic. They did it back to back with the second one in secret. All right?
Yep.
That's why Joey King's wearing a wig most of this movie.
Is she? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I fucking did. Her hair looks weird until the end when she's got short hair.
That's her
She was
normal hair?
Yep. She's in she shaved her head to be in that show The Act because she was playing Crazy Gypsy Rose, who was bald in real life.
Oh.
And so, she still had short hair in this. She was wearing a wig over a crew cut.
All right.
Yeah. There you go. And the first shot of the movie is just like Nate like putting sunscreen on her boobs. It's true.
It is true.
It reminded me actually of the Jenny on the Block video.
I think it's
Remember
her
that
back
video?
also, by the way.
No. But in the Jenny on the Block video, it was when she was
Sunblock.
she was dating Affleck, and there's a scene in that video where she's lying on her stomach on a beach chair, and Affleck's just rubbing her butt.
That's basically what was happening.
And that's exactly what was happening. All right. Kissing Booth 3. So, summer vibes. The plot of this movie is it's now the summertime before college. You'll recall that, or maybe you won't recall, but I'll tell you, that the cliffhanger of the last movie was that where's Joey King going to go to college? Is she going to go to Harvard? She's very smart. With her boyfriend, Nate.
Noah.
Excuse me, Noah.
Nate in Euphoria.
Right. Or is she going to go to Berkeley with her friend Lee
And his girlfriend. She's going to third wheel with
and his girlfriend Rachel? Yeah. It's funny. They got Lee and Rachel together at the end of the movie.
Wait, I have a question
thought
for you. How do you know her name? Because I swear they do not say her name one time in any of these movies.
Yes, they do.
I was looking for it and I didn't catch it, and I was really
They
trying.
do many times.
Really?
And I take note of it because I have been in relationships with like 4 different women named Rachel.
Whoa.
And I'm always attracted to women named Rachel. So anytime I see an attractive Rachel, I'm like, yep.
Yeah, it's an attractive name. I get it.
Rachel and Hannah. There are no ugly Rachels or Hannahs.
Becca. Becca's my
check
name.
my
like
facts. You know what? You're right. There are no unattractive Beccas.
that. No, yeah, that's a good name.
They're all good looking.
Yeah. Any Beccas out there?
My roommate.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Boned during the pandemic. All right. Let's talk about it. The Kissing Booth 3. So, is she going to go to Harvard or Berkeley? She's got to make that choice over the summer. Meanwhile, we learn that Nate and Noah and Lee's parents, played by Molly Ringwald and some guy, they've had this summer house.
More like Mom Lee Ringwald. Because she's the mom.
Logan.
Continue.
Yeah, she's been doing the mom thing for a while now. I liked her over there on... I was going to say Switched at Birth, but it wasn't her. It was Leah Thompson. Who cares? All right. Anyway, fucking... the house. So they convinced the parents, can we use this house all summer as a fuck pad?
And they say,
All right?
yep, sure.
And they say, sure, no problem. Don't even worry about it. Yes, my 2 children, you can easily stay in the summer cabin with your girlfriends at the age of 17. No one will get pregnant. No one. All right. So they do. That goes down. And they also find like this list of all the great summer activities that they've always wanted to do. So they decide that they're going to do the list. And so that's kind of the vibe of the movie. It's so little plot. It's just them hanging out at this summer house, like reckoning with where they're going to be in a few years. I put down that I think the plot of this movie is a direct 50-50 between American Pie 2 and The Big Chill.
Well, considering I don't recall American Pie 2 and I have not seen The Big Chill, I don't understand that. But I bet it's
seen
good.
American Pie 2?
I bet I have, yeah.
All right, so in American Pie 2, that's the one where it's like the summer after their first year of college, and they rent a cabin down by the beach.
What's it called?
It's called American Pie 2.
Oh, that's all. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. And they just party the whole summer. They have the best summer ever. And then they have a big party at the end of the summer.
You know the difference
remember
between those movies and this movie probably is those movies are probably like 90 minutes. And this is like an hour and 52 minutes.
You know what? But that's fine. The last one was over too. I appreciated the brevity of this one.
Yeah, but I mean, just because it's shorter doesn't mean that it's that it's short.
Okay, so The Big Chill, in that movie, it's a whole crew of people meeting up as like a reunion kind of thing and reckoning where they used to be and reckoning with their futures. And so American Pie 2 meets The Big Chill. How do you feel about this title for this movie? The Big's Chill.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No. They should have gotten. They don't have anybody from American Pie in these movies. They should have.
Yeah, why not?
Why is Chris Pine not the dad?
I guess he would be the choice, right? If you're gonna put anyone from American Pie in one of these movies.
Yeah. And what's Allison
Maybe,
Hannigan doing?
Alexis Denisov. It's her husband's name.
Who?
I don't know. Alexis Denisov. They were on Buffy and Angel together. She's fancy. She's doing cartoons now. I just looked her up. Allison Hannigan. She's got all that How I Met Your Mother cash, bro. She doesn't need to work.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Logan,
Yeah.
what'd you think of the list? Did you like any of the items on the list?
No, not really. I like they made a fort. They made a blanket fort. That was kind of nice. I always wanted to do that.
What do you mean? Like that's the least ambitious activity on the list.
But this was a giant blanket fort. It was huge. They were like standing on the very tip top of it. It was giant.
So what? You can't afford that many blankets?
It wasn't the blanket situation. It was like what were they standing on? It was like they're not just standing on blankets. They're floating in the air.
Well, to me, that's not a real blanket fort.
Oh. Did you notice they made
You
a
can't
sex
stand
tape?
on a blanket for it.
They made a sex tape in the chemistry
I
lab?
did notice, and then they destroyed it. You know, and the way they showed them destroying the sex tape was they snapped the disc in half.
Yeah, because that is how you destroy it.
They only had it on that disc.
You ever seen that movie Sex Tape?
Yeah, I did recently, actually.
Jeez.
I'd never seen it before, but it was bad. Anyway, I'll say that I enjoyed the. They did a real life Mario Kart race.
Well, now we're skipping way ahead.
Well, what do you want me to do? The plot? There's no plot. They decide that they're gonna do this fucking list, and then they do, and then they resolve all the romantic relationships and the movie.
Well, I have a question about the colleges. They keep calling her and being like, hey, you have like until this day to call us and let us know your decision. But I feel like colleges, like that's up to you. That's your responsibility thing. If you don't, I'm asking like the colleges call you every day and keep up with you like that.
Well, I mean, she's a very eligible student. They really want. I mean, anyone who could get into both Harvard and Berkeley, they want her at their school.
Yeah.
You know,
also,
they weren't calling me Logan, but you know, I pretty much decided right away. Like, I guess I applied to like 6 state schools, got into 5 of them, and I was like, I'll go to this one. It's close.
Yeah. Are people that can get into both Harvard and Berkeley making such stupid decisions every day?
Well, yeah, I think in general, book smart people are pretty stupid in real life.
I guess that's a good point.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, she wants to go to Berkeley, doesn't she, for video game design?
Yeah, she likes video games. Her and Lee play video games all the
But
time.
have we ever seen her play a video game other than Dance Dance Revolution?
No. Except later, I think Lee's playing, and she comes in and she's like, "Oh, I know how to do it," and she does it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so.
And the game she pitches, so we get to see her go into a meeting with some. What school is that? Berkeley?
No,
I
it's
think she's
USC. She chooses
Right.
USC.
All right, so she goes to this USC interview. There's like these 2 pricks and like 1 woman who's trying to coach her along, and come on, you want to go here for video games? What are your ideas for video games? Oh, I don't have any. I decided to just come to this interview with nothing. I brought absolutely 0 ideas, 0 personality, nothing. And so she starts to walk out of the interview, and then she's like, hang on, I have one idea for a video game. What about fantasy football, but a video game? So her idea is to take something that is already a fantasy version of something and create a fantasy version of that. It's like when you see people playing video games like Monopoly the video game. You're like, why don't you just play the board game?
What's the guy's name that made these movies?
Vince Marcello.
What if he made all these movies just for this, just to invent fantasy? This was like his big idea that he wanted to get out there. All these movies were just set up for this one punchline.
Snuck it into the. He snuck it in. It's not even a punchline.
But to him,
he
it is.
Snuck this into the 3rd one, and like he's expecting fucking EA Sports to call him up and be like, you know, you have something there.
Yeah, he thinks this is his big ticket.
Yeah.
But on accident, he made 3 very successful movies.
Yeah, I wonder what he'll do next. How do you follow up the Kissing Booth? You can't really make like a real movie. I don't think he's gonna get hired by like a studio, but like, I think Netflix would be smart to stay in business with this tool.
He can work with, you know what Awesome TV is?
Awesomeness TV?
What did I say?
Just awesome.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is Awesomeness TV. No, I think it's Awesome. Maybe, I don't know. But it's like they made like movies with like Vine people. I don't know if it's still a company.
It's Awesomeness. They are still a company. They are fucking horrible.
He can work there.
They got bought by like Viacom for like hundreds of $1 million for no reason. They're gonna lose all that money.
Oh, but
They're doing a fucking Awesomeness TV. They're doing a reality show for Paramount Plus coming up. That's just like, it's Big Brother but with influencers.
Really?
It's just like YouTube or like Instagram influencers in a house voting each other out. It's terrible.
Jeez. Should we talk about the love interests that come back in this movie? Marco and what's the other one's name?
What's the fucking point?
I
know
guess so.
Marco. He's I mean, he's handsome. He's darker. Dude can't act. The girl is good though. She was in
What
the
are you
Flash.
talking about? She's good.
The British one?
You think she's good in these?
No,
Maybe
I
it's
don't
just
think
her
she's good.
her character.
I've seen her in other stuff and she's fine.
Okay.
But I'm not judging her from her performance in The Kissing Booth 3.
She is.
Maisie Richardson Sellers, I believe is her name off the top of my head.
Yeah. She's like, her whole character is like she's crying because her parents are getting divorced, but she's like a 25-year-old woman.
Yeah, I never really latched on to that plot. Like, anytime she was talking about that, my mind would drift.
Yeah, I can understand. I can
Yeah.
understand. I think it's weird that Elle's little brother's name is Brad. I feel like that's not a little brother name.
What is it?
I don't know. How many... It's just weird that if your little brother's name is Brad. Brad to me seems like a man's name. No? Some names are like that. You know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about?
know. I had never really thought about Brad as a name. I've known
Yeah.
Brads in my life. They've all seemed okay.
All right.
A dude named
Brad
Brad
just
got
doesn't
me into
seem like a
Survivor.
little kid name. Yeah?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, this little kid, we barely ever see him. He's just got like a Jew-fro for no reason, and even though the family's not Jewish.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
The Mario Kart thing.
Really? That's your favorite
No, the
part?
best part. No, the best part of the movie is the songs. Can I talk about the soundtrack?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. So, okay, so I started out hating the soundtrack, so it had to grow on me. The first time I noticed it, and it's a departure from the rest of the film, is they have... Okay, so... Sorry. I'll first talk about my least favorite part of the movie, which involves music, and then my favorite parts of the movie, which involve music. My least favorite is the flash mob.
Interesting. Why?
Okay, so first of all, I absolutely hate flash mobs. I don't understand why they were ever a thing. I witnessed one at a mall once, and it kind of made my cock run away for like a year. Like, after a year, my cock came back and was like, "Is the flash mob over yet?" And I
Did
was
it happen
like, "Yeah,
for a
it's
reason?
back."
Was it like a proposal or anything, or it just happened?
No, it was nothing.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Was it what
And,
song? What song was playing?
I don't remember. It was in like 2012 or something. I think it was a Glee song. I think it was something from the Glee soundtrack.
You ever see Friends with Benefits?
The movie? No, it's actually on my list of shit to watch.
Oh, there's a flash mob in that to closing time. I think that's real fun.
Oh, well, I like closing time. See, I mean, in a movie setting, you can understand why I hate it in real life. But in a movie setting, I'm not opposed to it, but I hate that Walk the Moon song. They do...
Shut up
you
and
know,
dance with me.
Yeah.
I like
Shut
that song. I
up
like that
and
song.
dance.
That's a fun song.
Looking at my destiny. I fucking hate that song. It was the summer of 2013, Logan. I hadn't listened to pop music in probably 5 or 6 years, okay? And I decided that summer, for some reason, around June, that I was going to fucking devote my summer to getting back into pop music. I want to know what's happening in the world of pop. I want to be able to tell the difference between Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez. And it was like, I really devoted myself. That summer, I listened to all mainstream pop music. And the problem was, the one hit that I fucking hated that summer was this song. And I was living with my girlfriend Katie at the time, and it was like the only thing on the radio she liked. So I had to keep it on every time it came on, because I was forcing her to listen to all this garbage all summer. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to let her have the one song, of course. So I had to listen to the song a lot that summer, and I fucking hate it.
Was that the year of Call Me Maybe?
No, that was like the summer before. It was the year of, like, I remember Burn by Ellie Goulding was all over the radio. It was the year of
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Fancy by Iggy Azalea was that summer. Problem by Ariana Grande, and then Bang Bang later in the summer.
Yeah.
I think Shake It Off was that summer, like late in the summer, the Swift song. It was a good summer. But that song sucked, bro.
No, I think this is. I actually thought that was like the best scene in the whole movie. Was the flash?
Get out of here. Oh my God. And then they get up and start dancing. I literally think if I was in that restaurant, I'd be justified going up to Lee and punching him in the face during that flash mob.
Come on.
I really think nobody could say anything. It's like when we went to see Star Wars Episode 3, The Phantom Menace. There were these kids... Revenge of the Sith. There were these kids having a lightsaber battle.
He was tackled, right? I remember that story.
Yeah. My friend got up and tackled him, and everyone cheered.
Yeah.
He was totally justified in doing it. I really think I'd feel the same way punching Lee.
But now it's cool to be a nerd.
I know. It sucks.
Yeah, people would defend Lee, for sure. You would get in a lot of trouble.
It shouldn't be cool to be a nerd. It should just be normal. It should just be fine.
No, now it's cool,
I hate how we always have to, like, extremize everything. Like, for a while, like, we made fun of fat people so much, and now we're, like, body positivity. Yay, fucking fat people. Morbid obesity. And, like, can it just be, like, regular? Like, it's fine to be fat, but if you get too fat, maybe watch your health. Like, can't things just be normal?
No, that's the world we live in.
I hate it. I hate this world. Anyway, let's get back to the music of this great film.
Can I bring up...
And then when they fucking sit down after the flash mob, everyone cheered.
Boy, it was a spectacle, I'm sure.
No one was cheering at that mall. I got news for you.
It's probably the song choice. It wasn't as good of a song as Shut Up and Dance With Me.
You think those people in formal wear in that ballroom were cheering for a dance to Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon? Also, don't call your band Walk the Moon. It sounds like a song title.
Also, the audio quality could not have been good coming from that little stereo that they put under the table that they're sitting at.
Oh my god, absolutely. It must have sounded like when people breakdance on the subway. You don't know what that's like. You're from Alabama.
Like, it was probably like horrible audio.
Yeah.
Another song that I love, can I bring it up?
Go ahead.
Is Cyndi Lauper, Time After Time. I love that song.
They fuck to that song.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that is a great one.
Yeah.
What a classic. But let me just please bring up some of these montage songs. Mm-hmm. All right? First off, First Day of My Life by Bright Eyes showing up in a Kissing Booth movie? Are you out of your minds? I was so excited about this. Conor Oberst. Are you familiar with Bright Eyes at all?
No.
All right. This dude, in my day, he like got his start as a singer-songwriter at like 13 years old. All right? And he was like this wunderkind. Like, by the time he was like 20, people were calling him the next Bob Dylan. All right? And I got really into him when I was young. And I had all his fucking records, bootlegs. I saw him live like a million times. But he's like this problematic dude. He's an alcoholic. All of his songs are about super toxic relationships. He's treated women poorly. But like, which is stuff we care about now. But we didn't back then. He was an artist, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I love him, and I love the song. I even I remember February 4th, 2005. I went on a first date with a girl that blew my mind, and I made her a mixtape, and I put the song track 1.
Oh,
yeah. All right. Shout out to Sid Branca out there.
Jesus,
they're doing great. Their name was Samantha Cook at the time. All right.
You throw around first and last names like it's nothing. It's really funny.
I don't give a She's got a podcast. Go listen to it. It's called. It's good. It's called American Vampire. I think it's about Twilight. Anyway, so that's Bright Eyes. Then about 5 minutes later, they played an Azure Ray song. Okay, now this was especially mind blowing to me, Logan. Because Conor Oberst, during his most toxic days in the aughts, was in a relationship with Maria Taylor from Azure Ray.
Whoa.
All right? They dated for years. They had a rough, complicated breakup where they stopped working together after that. I know Maria Taylor is married with kids now, but like, I felt like putting Bright Eyes and Azure Ray 5 minutes apart in a movie in 2022, you're like trying to start some kind of indie rock civil war.
How many other people watched this movie and thought about that, Daniel?
I bet a few.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a few. But that's why people listen to this. Incredible stuff. I had no idea.
Yeah. All right. Later in the movie, during the best montage, they played the song Out to Get You by James, which was a mind-blowing music choice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because James is an incredible, not as well known as they should be, British band that, I mean, they broke up years ago and recently got back together. Out to Get You was a song from like 1992, all right? It was a minor hit in England, barely even on the radio in America. And now here it is in a fucking Kissing Booth movie, and it's a great song.
I didn't even pick up on it, but I like
It's
that
the
that
one,
other song.
What I need.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah,
Okay.
mad good. It's not him, it's a band called James.
Oh, sorry, James.
Yeah, that's okay.
Listen to Waltzing
Anyway,
Along, anybody.
Oh, yeah, I played you that one.
Yeah.
Hey, and they're classic. They're best known for that song on the American Pie 3 soundtrack, Laid, you know. My bed is on fire with passionate love. Yeah.
I feel like that What I Need is more famous.
No, because it's the chorus of this one. You know, whatever.
No.
You would know it if you heard it. Fuck off. All right.
What about the
Anyway.
beach volleyball? They play volleyball and Marco punches Noah in the face.
Marco's bad in that scene, honestly. Like,
They're bad in every scene.
But Noah's a douchebag. Like, I always want to side with anybody over Noah in the movie. And I certainly don't want Elle to end up with him. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right? But in this moment, I'm sorry, I had to side with Noah. You know, he fucking spiked the ball into the guy's face. Yeah, not cool. The guy should definitely have said something. He was well within his rights to do that. But he threw the first punch. And you know what? If you ever throw the first punch in a fight, you're a fucking caveman as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, good for Noah. He doesn't fight back. He's like, I'm not going to do this. And he speeds off on his little motorcycle.
And he's right. He knows Elle's not blowing anyone who throws a punch.
Yeah, he knows her well enough by now. Well, how about
Yeah.
at the end of this movie, she assaults the assaulter, the guy that assaulted her in the first episode, or in the first movie. She gets him
What?
back. The guy that, like, she shows up in a skirt in the first movie. Do you remember this at all? She shows up in a little short skirt. And he, like,
remember
walks
that.
up behind her and, like, spanks her, or, like, lifts her skirt.
Oh, yeah.
And she gets him back. She spanks him back.
I didn't realize. I didn't
Oh, it's
make
coming
that
for a full
connection.
circle. That Vince guy had it all planned out. He's a genius.
Hell yeah. And then, so she ends up going to school for video games because that fantasy football idea really dazzles them. And Lee goes to drive off to Berkeley or whatever. And it's the funniest fucking scene. It's so epic, man. You ever see 6 Feet Under?
No.
All right, so 6 Feet Under, I won't spoil it for you, but it basically ends with one of the characters driving off to this epic fucking Sia song from before Sia was famous. And as she drives off, it's just like this epic, and we keep cutting back to her in the car, and as we're doing it, we keep having these little flash forwards showing how all of the characters in the show are going to die someday.
Whoa.
Yeah, and the way they shot this stupid fucking end with Lee driving in the car, it reminded me of the end of 6 Feet Under, because they play God Only Knows by the Beach Boys, which is this like incredibly beautiful, one of the greatest songs ever written, which, I mean, this film just does not earn whatsoever. You can't just have a shitty movie and then play like Because by the Beatles at the end of it and expect me to be moved.
But no, that's a joke in Friends with Benefits. They talk about that. They're like, well, at the end of bad movies, they always play a good movie or a good song to make you leave feeling excited. And they play Hey Soul Sister. It's like a big thing. That's
funny.
Yeah.
That's not a good song, though.
No, but it's like an upbeat thing they talk about in the movie, and then it ends with, it's like a thing. Anyway.
Is Hey Soul Sister... I have 2 nominations for this. The worst pop song of the last 20 years. Hey Soul Sister is one nomination. My other nomination is Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5.
No, what about Shape of You?
Ooh! Another great nomination. Everybody vote for that on the internet.
Yeah,
Leave
we'll
your
put up a
message in the
poll.
comments.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else we got?
She gets dumped at the Hollywood sign.
She sure does. Yeah, I kind of was expecting them to end it up with like Elle with Noah and Lee with Rachel, and I was excited that they didn't. They even had like Lee and Rachel break up for school, and then we did like an epilogue where they get back together later.
Or you think that's good? You like that?
I don't think it's good, but I thought it was at least somewhat realistic.
No,
'Cause
these
I was
people
like,
are not
they're-
going to end up together. That was so stupid. Come on.
But there's no way they're gonna end up together
After that
going
point?
from high school. But I feel like if any of these characters have a chance of being together, it's Lee and Rachel in like a few years or whatever. Although Rachel's gonna go to school, realize she's fucking hot,
Yes.
doesn't want to be with this baby. I mean, Lee sucks. Lee is such a... You know, let me tell you a story. I was on a dating app once, all right? And I matched with this girl named Caroline, actually. And she... we were talking for a little while, and then she was like, you know what? I'm unmatching you. And I was like, why? What did I do? And she said, I Googled you, and I saw on Twitter that you called somebody a pussy. And that's misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And so, this was like a few years ago, and I honestly took that to heart, and I don't think I've called a man a pussy
Wow.
since then. And
What about a
I
bitch?
even-
Do you say that? You're like, oh, you're being
No,
a bitch.
I don't. I like to use non-gender specific. So if I'm talking about like an asshole girl, I'll call her an asshole or a dick or something.
A douchebag, right?
Yeah, something like that. And so, by the way, later I matched with that girl on a different app, and she didn't remember me, and we went out.
Wow, how'd you pull that off?
By being unmemorable, I don't know.
You grew a mustache.
I guess so. And but I just want to I deliver all that preamble just to say Lee is such a fucking pussy.
Yeah, he sucks. It's funny
I
we
know.
didn't.
Like I'm sorry, I don't mean to be misogynistic, but what a pussy this guy is.
When Elle first tells him that she chooses Harvard and she's gonna go with Noah, he like runs off through the garage. It's so funny.
And it's not even like her telling him. It's like she hugs Noah in celebration
Right,
of
he
this
sees
amazing achievement in her life.
Yeah.
And
He's selfish.
yeah, and he just cries.
Yeah.
If I was Rachel, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
No, yeah, it's pathetic.
It's fucking pathetic, dude. It is pathetic.
What about the crazy Monopoly scene where they roll for pieces and Elle's like, no, the dog is mine. But it was like her mom's piece. I don't know if we knew that or not, but that was the setup and then happened and then forgotten about. That was crazy.
But what about the Mario Kart thing? You won't let me talk about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a
Did
Mario
you not like
fan?
that?
I'm not really
I'm a big Mario Kart fan.
Okay, I'm not.
Okay, it was my favorite game when I was a kid. I have it still for Nintendo 64, and I love it. And so this real life version of Mario Kart was decidedly enjoyable to me. And would I make out with Joey King dressed as Mario? Yes, I would.
Yeah, you like
and yeah. And and this was also, we got some nice drama because, you know, Noah was like, I'm too cool for this. I'm not going to participate. I'm going to sit in the crowd with my British friend. And so, but the other dude who's competing for Elle showed up as Wario.
Hell yeah.
And that was exciting.
Yeah.
You know what, though? She was being a little too huggy with him in that moment. You know, I hate to say it, but I sort of understood a lot of Noah's reactions in this movie.
No, yes. Okay, so Noah should have worn the costume and raced with her. He should have not been a baby. But then also, once he says no, she can't go to the last guy she was with and be like, "Hey, you want to do it?"
So fucked up.
Yeah. So both of them are childish people.
Well, they are children, though. Like
You're
this,
right.
I compared this movie to The Big Chill because so much of it is about them like sitting around in the house, like going over the decisions they've made in the last like 6 or 7 years. But like, they're 17 years old.
He's kind of mean
Like
to her.
so many of these, they're so focused on that like best friend rule book that they have because like. The point of them wanting to go to the same school together is that was one of the rules.
Oh, that was so stupid. That was hilarious.
But, like, why? When did they come up with this? Like, it's got to be, like, 15 at the oldest.
Right, I
They
would say
should
like the
put
start of high school.
No stock in this list whatsoever.
Yeah. No. But
Jesus
they have
Christ.
it's their friendship, their whole friendship in one list.
You are fucking at this point. Why do you care about this list?
Well, one of them is.
You don't think Lee's fucking Rachel?
No.
They're staying in that house all summer. They're easily fucking.
I don't know how easy it is for him, but maybe they are.
You think? What do you think is the problem?
He just doesn't really know.
No, I'm telling you, the only reason Rachel would still want to be with this guy years later is if he took her virginity.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's hard to get rid of the women whose virginities you take. Don't take virginities, gang. That's my advice to you.
Yeah,
They don't know how to have sex, and they're gonna chase you around for the next 7 years.
it's good. It's good advice. What'd you think?
Thank
I
you.
thought it was kind of cute. The doorknob that they thought was a jewel he ties on a string and puts in his car. That's kind of nice.
Oh my god, I got a little moved when he gave it to Rachel as a ring.
No, that was so stupid.
I loved it.
That was so dumb.
No, it was nice though because it was early in the movie, and I was still worried that Lee was gonna be some kind of fucking douchebag and fall in love with Elle or something. And so, to me, that was the movie telling me no, Lee genuinely likes Rachel.
But the stupid look on his face, like he's so proud of himself. He's like, "Oh, I'm so cute."
But I was proud of him
Jesus.
because I didn't think he'd do it. I didn't think he had that in him.
Yeah.
Probably the best Lee moment in the movie.
I guess so. And then at the end, so Molly Ringwald doesn't sell the.
Have you ever heard the song Lee? Have you ever heard the song Lee by Tenacious D?
No.
Oh,
Should
look
I?
it up. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Molly Ringwald, they don't sell the beach house, right? And
Oh, at the end, yeah, they should have sold the beach house. I don't really understand.
yeah,
why
that
they
was
didn't.
extremely stupid. And then, but Elle sends her a picture, and it's a picture of Elle, Noah, and Lee, and it's the poster of the Kissing Booth 3. It's like the craziest
It
thing
is.
that's ever
I didn't
happened in the
notice
movie.
that.
No, yeah, it's insane.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
She's like really into that one picture.
yeah, when
She's
they're
gonna,
kids.
at one point, they're selling the house, and she's gonna like take this framed photo of the three of them, and then she's like, "No, I'm not gonna take it because if I leave it here, it'll be like it'll always be here."
I like
And
that.
I'm like, but I felt like telling her like, but if you really do like that picture, you should take it because the second anyone moves into this house, they're gonna throw that out.
Or take a
Like,
picture on your phone.
It's not going to be there
and
forever.
duplicate
It's going to be in the garbage. So if when you're like 40, you want to see that picture again, you should take it.
No, but sometimes there is a thing like the memory is better than anything else. Like the thought of it still being there in your mind is better than.
No, listen, memories are better than photos. I agree. But memories of photos are not better than the actual photo.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess that makes sense.
Thank you.
All right, what about the blooper credits? You like blooper credits?
I gotta say, as much as I love blooper credits, they weren't good bloopers.
They were kind of
Like
good.
it was like they were having fun. I could tell they were having fun, but like I don't know. I want to see more fuck ups.
Well, at one point, Joey King has a script on the counter that they're shooting on, and she's like, "Oh man, I had a script the whole time."
That's funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched it at work. I was sort of skimming through the bloopers. I guess maybe I should go back.
No, I just told you the best part.
Okay. Yeah. So that's Kissing Booth 3. You got anything else to say?
No, I think I give it a 2.
Oh, you upped your grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel good about that?
No, not really, but I think only because of the music. I think the music's the MVP. Can we do that? Can I do that?
No, I mean it's week 2. You're already giving the music MVP.
I gave
Logan, get
Ghostface
it
the
together.
MVP last week. Remember?
I know. I already hate your MVP.
All right,
choices.
I mean, who's good in this?
Joey King.
I guess. All right, Joey King MVP. She's having fun.
She is, and I'm having fun watching her have fun.
That's your MVP.
All right. Yeah, that's my MVP.
What do you
for
give it
sure.
to? Also,
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it a 2.
who's your?
You know, I thought about giving it a 3 because
Jesus.
I love the summer. Okay, the summer is my favorite season. It's really the only season I like. I kind of hibernate for the other 3 seasons, and then I have the potential to come alive during the summer. Okay, and so this whole movie was just like no plot and like a bunch of people having fun in the sun. So like there was an element to me, like there's a beach volleyball scene, they're like swimming a lot, like a lot of bikinis, like I don't know, like I dig movies like this, but also it's 2 full hours and like everything regarding the actual plot is garbage, and it's also a third film in a trilogy where like everything we've given a shit about has been well wrapped up already.
Right. These are all completely like if you like these characters, then I could enjoy this movie. But I don't like any of these people. They like none of them know how to talk to each other, and if they did, there's no movie to be had.
Yeah, and I really only like Elle. The boys suck.
Yeah, they really
And Rachel, I feel like Rachel, they wanted to make her a real character in this movie, but they didn't have confidence in the actor or something. And so, like, she seems like she's going to be prominent at first, and then she just, like, goes away after, like, 20 minutes.
I feel like she could have been good if all her scenes were not with Lee. Did you think this movie
Yeah,
passes the
I don't
Bechdel
disagree.
test? No way, right?
No, they're always talking about dudes in this.
Yeah, no way.
I mean, is there one scene? She doesn't have any female friends, so we can't pass the Bechdel test.
Do Elle and Rachel have a scene together about talking about any? Oh, I guess at the end they talk about video games. Oh, but I guess there's guys in there.
Rachel and Elle, like, if Elle and Rachel ever had a conversation, like, go to college, do what's right for you. But even that would be, like, about go to college, because you don't want
Molly
to, like,
and Ringwald and Elle sort of do that, but it's about Noah. It's like, well, if you didn't want
exactly.
to be Noah, right.
Yeah, there are female conversations for sure, but they're all about dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Who's your LVP?
Lee.
Yeah, me too. Or Chloe. Her whole thing with her parents getting a divorce is so stupid. But I guess the actress isn't terrible. I'll go Lee.
I actually do agree that if we're talking about value, that character is bringing no value to the movie.